right, welcome to our show. This is the technology segment of my show, and we have, courtesy of A&M Digital Technologies, the man himself with the plan. He's normally behind the desk producing the show. We've turned it over to Cena, who is now the producer, and Joe, you're out front, and this is Joe McDonald, everyone.
Hello.
Owner of A&M Digital Technologies, and the two folks behind having our shows work and be able to go out and record and be online so that we can share all our great news. So, Joe, you brought an interesting topic to us this week. We've got some displays, so we're stepping up our whole game here with what you've showed up with this week. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to talk about.
All right. Well, the main focus of this show is all technology-based. If anyone has any topics or questions, feel free to contact us on our Facebook page, or we have a dedicated email address for the show called live@amdigitaltechnologies.com.
Nice.
Email us our topics and questions, and if we use your...
We can cover them.
Yeah, if we use your topic on the show, there might be a free giveaway.
There you go. That's something we talked about. We're going to start giving stuff away to get more people to watch these shows and to help with that. So today I know we're talking about tablets versus PCs. And I got to tell you, I don't know a whole lot about it. I know there's a difference between the Apple stuff and the Windows-based or Android-based items. And I see you've brought some stuff here for display, and I assume we'll get to play with them. I'll get to take a couple home and try them out.
I have talked to Cena about that.
Oh, okay. So we got a big battle here, and I know we have Apple fans and Android fans and PC fans. Show me what we have. What are we talking about when we're making this comparison? Okay. What do we got here in front of us?
Well, first, here on the left is a Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 running Android version 4.0, also known as Ice Cream Sandwich.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
Google's, all their operating system updates involve around snack foods.
Okay. So Google-based,
yes.
Android-based,
yes.
And I know, like, my phone is an Android-based, so I'm familiar with that. Okay, what's the middle?
The middle laptop is just your basic Windows laptop running Windows 7.
So PC.
Yes, it's a true PC.
Okay, and then this shiny thing I got in front of me.
That is an Apple iPad 2.
Okay, so we got all the rave, the iPads, and then Google and Android's answer is the Samsung, and then everybody I'm sure is familiar with the basic laptop.
Right.
So okay, talking about that, what would you tell people? Like, what should they determine what the primary use is for each, or could you tell people, this is what your primary uses are for each and how they work?
This is actually a question I receive a lot, because especially with the holidays coming around the corner,
buying a present for somebody.
Yeah,
yep.
They go, well, I want a laptop, but I want an iPad. Which do I want?
Right.
Well, it's really basically the first question you got to ask yourself is, what am I going to use it for?
Okay.
So if you're going to use it for work, well, what does your job involve? Would be the main thing.
Okay, so let's take that. So if your job involves like communication or something along those lines, where would we go from there?
Well,
or would it be more like video photos? What are you thinking about?
Any job in particular.
Okay.
For example, a school teacher.
Ah, that's great. A lot of school teachers here in Roane County, worldwide. So if I'm a teacher, which I am a teacher by the way, if I was teaching, what would I look for?
Well, first, take a look at your common laptop.
Okay.
What you use right now, what you're used to using.
I'm very familiar with it. You're right. This is what I do currently use.
So take everything that you use daily on your job, think, okay, how can that work on an iPad or a Samsung tablet or an Android-based tablet?
Okay.
Because if you do a lot of videos with disk,
right,
these two are out of the question.
Because they won't carry that.
Right.
I got you.
Now,
so
if you do a lot of digital videos, downloads, these two are possible options.
Now, can you plug USBs into these and get information on them?
On Android, any Android-based tablet, they do have capability of putting SD cards, the same type of cards that you use in your cameras.
Like your digital camera and
right.
stuff, okay.
You can incorporate pictures and movies that way.
Okay.
iPads, strictly download only. If you can't.
Really?
Yes.
So you have to have it on the internet to get information into your iPad.
Right.
Okay. And that's doable. I know that because you've taught me that for this show. Mm-hmm. So we know we can download stuff. So and I think that's kind of where it's going. Now, I'm still what I'll call old school at this point. I use a lot of jump drives or flash drives to carry my information from one to another. So, okay, so speaking of that, let's talk about some limitations that we'll have with each one and what someone might consider. Because, as you said, think of what their primary purpose is. Where do you go from there? What limitations? And we already covered that, the limitations of getting information on them.
Right.
Of course, your laptop's going to have the most, I assume?
Yes.
It's got the CD drive or DVD drive, right. USB, and probably camera card.
Right.
Camera card only and download only.
Right.
Okay. So limitations. Let's talk a little bit about limitations.
Okay. Well, pretty much offset on the laptop versus the other two, weight and size.
Right. Yeah, it's super handy to pack one of these around. We all know that. They're shiny. Ooh, shiny.
They are
and they're
nice.
neat. It's neat to have something small you can just slide in your pocket, your purse, or your backpack and go. Because I agree. I pack one of these around. It's heavy. It's cumbersome. It's pain in the butt.
And the nice thing with the tablets versus the laptop, if you're lucky, you only have one webcam and it's looking right at you.
Right.
With
yes.
the tablets, you have the capability of taking pictures while you're using it.
I got you. I'm looking at the camera here on the iPad now, and I agree, and I understand. So if people are doing like Skype or something along those lines, these two would be good options if they plan on communicating a lot that way.
Right. And with software like Skype, since they both have the rear and front-facing cameras, it's just a button click. You can look at yourself, or you can look out to the audience.
Nice. Okay. Excellent. Let's talk about, as most of us probably are, on a budget. What are we looking at budget-wise when we consider these three options?
To be honest with you, the iPads and the laptops are almost neck and neck as far as pricing goes.
Okay.
An Android-based tablet, there's so many different flavors because with Android, it's a Google-based operating system. So Google says, here's the operating system, do with it what you want. So Samsung's not the only player. There are plenty of...
So they open the door to a bunch of manufacturers, and that keeps the cost lower.
Right. If you want to create your own tablet, if you've got the means to do it, have at it.
So if you're on a budget, the Samsung or Android or Google-powered tablet would probably be the cheapest alternative, and then these two are running neck and neck?
Yes. The cheapest one, Android-based ones I've seen are less than $100 now.
Really?
Keep in mind, you get what you pay for.
Right,
so
right. As usual with everything.
The more you pay, the more functionality and more bells and whistles you're going to get.
And the quality will probably go up as well.
Right.
Okay, so speaking of that, now I'm still sitting here. You haven't convinced me on what I need exactly. Let's talk a little bit about the big war between the Apple folks and the Android folks. Compare them for me. Help me out. Help make up my mind on which direction I need to go.
Well, first thing I ask a lot of people is, do you have an iPod Touch, or have you ever messed with an iPod or an iPhone?
Right. In my case, I do not.
Okay. So a lot of people are pretty much almost everybody has a smartphone now.
Right.
The days of having a regular cell phone are pretty much going away slowly.
I agree.
So the first thing is, what kind of smartphone are you using, and what are you used to?
Okay, I'm used to the Android-based. I don't even know what kind of phone mine is, but I know it's Android-based.
But you're affiliated with Android. Okay.
Yep.
Well, then your probably easiest thing to do would get an Android
because I'm
tablet.
familiar with that system. And okay, now knowing that I'm looking at each, what would make me say, you know what, the Apple is for me? I want that. Or let's assume that my phone uses Android and I'm tired of it, and I want to take that step in this direction. Why would I do that?
Well, with Apple, it's a lot. From my perspective, it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot easier to use. A lot of people I've talked to have owned an Android and went across the waters, so they say, to Apple and vice versa. So a lot of stores, a lot of electronic stores have the capability for you to actually test the item in the store.
Right.
So I highly recommend, try it out. I mean, you don't have to buy it there.
Yep.
But
go somewhere, try it out, and then come back and get it from you at a good price.
Yeah.
Yep, I understand, and that's I subscribe to your page on Facebook, and I see your daily deals, and you beat the pants off of the regular price items all the time. So and I'm sitting there during Christmas time saying, that's a good deal, and then the next day another good deal will come along. So, all right. So if I want to go ahead and jump to the Apple, and I can afford it, and I know that I'll be getting a good quality item. If I'm on a budget and I have limitations with that, then the Samsung or an Android-powered, I forget what you called it now. Tablet might be inside my budget, and that would be just fine.
Right.
Okay, and then in the middle somewhere is a laptop. Now, what would I assume we talked about the limitations with the other two might drive someone to say, you know what, I still need the laptop.
Right.
Okay, and if that came up, how would you talk to someone about that and encourage them to get a laptop?
Well, first question I ask them is, do you have kids or do you have children using the device?
Oh, that's a good point. Everybody throws their tablets and iPads on their kids' hands, say entertain yourself for a couple minutes.
And if you notice, only the laptop has an actual physical keyboard.
Ooh, yep, okay.
So a lot of the kids are learning how to type.
Yep, that's important.
These devices do have on-screen keyboards, and they do have the capability of getting a physical keyboard, but that's an extra cost.
Right. So if you're looking to use it for educational purposes with your children, for instance, then having the actual keyboard. And you know what? My kids play the little discs that come in, the preschool and kindergarten discs. We plop them in a computer and they play on those. That wouldn't be an option for these two unless you could find it and download it.
Correct.
But if you have those discs and you want to keep using them, then the laptop is your obvious choice.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything we want to finish with? And again, I think iPad, laptop, tablet.
Yes.
Okay. Anything that anybody else needs to know?
Now, this is a 7-inch tablet. That's a 10-inch iPad. Android-based tablets do come in 7 and 10-inch, as well as the iPads. iPad just released a couple months ago the iPad Minis, which is approximately about the same size as this.
So you can choose which size benefits you the most. If you don't mind a couple extra inches and want a bigger screen, you can go that route. And then, of course, you can get many that will almost probably fit in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Now, do any of these also work as phones?
The Android, you can download phone apps, but as a dedicated phone, no.
No, not as much. Okay. It's getting close in size. That's why I was curious.
Yeah. It's scary. And some of the phones are getting so big now, they're actually calling them phablets, a phone and a tablet, because the size is just so big.
I understand. Yeah, and I've seen those. So, okay, someone's interested in one of these three, and they say, shoot, it's almost Christmas time. I need to get them. How do they get them from you?
They can give us a call at our offices at 304-927-3588 or our website at www.amdigitaltechnologies.com. On the right side, we have an online store button, and we have all three options available.
Nice. And if they want to go, like I subscribe to your Facebook page, so I see the deals as they come across every day. You have at least one, sometimes two deals of the day that come across and say, here's an item at this price is what it sells for. If you go to the store, here's what I can get it to you. If I jumped on one of those items and said, man, I just have to have one of those little tablets, and I get one, how does that work? Do I go to your online store, order it, and then you get it to me?
Yes, sir.
So I don't have to drive anywhere?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we'll bring it to you if you're local, or if you live out of town. We've shipped everywhere in the country.
So you just pop them in the mail and you get them in a couple days?
There's actually only 4 states. I did a Google map drawing a while back.
Where you delivered to?
Of where we deliver to. There's only 4 states in the entire nation we've not shipped to.
Wow. What are those for? You remember?
Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, around that area. So apparently,
upper mid.
Yeah, upper
north.
Midwest.
Yeah. Scoundrels. You have to work on that.
Apparently,
you have to mark it a little heavier up there.
Technology may not be a big thing.
Yeah. All right. So, sounds great. Thanks for bringing us in today. I know this is a big topic. Everybody wants to know about it. Everybody gets hit by the commercials. It's hard to get good information. And again, we're here talking with Joe McDonald from A&M Digital Technologies. He was nice enough to bring in an iPad, a laptop, and a tablet, and go over the differences. And again, if you want to look at any of these options to buy, go on Facebook and A&M Digital Technologies Facebook page, their website, their online store. Make your purchase before Christmas. And if it's after Christmas, that's fine too.
Yeah, we're more than happy to sell anytime.
There you go. And if you're like me, watch for those daily specials and pick up something that really appeals to you, or a present for that special someone, whatever the case may be. And of course, keep this in mind. You can go and support the big stores that have nothing to do with our community, or you can support the local folks that are making business happen, providing jobs for a community, and supporting their community. And I'll just say, keep this in mind as you go to buy something. Our basketball program is sponsored by A&M Digital Technologies, which is a huge step for us. This show is made possible by A&M Digital Technologies, and all the support that we get here is all done by you and your wife and your business that is local here in Roane County for the Roane County people. So keep that in mind. When you go to shop at home. It helps, and we want to support these good folks that are supporting us and our kids and our people in the community. So that's it. Dave McCutcheon. I'm here with Joe McDonald, A&M Digital Technologies. As you know, call their number, get on their website, email them, whatever you got to do. Get a hold of these folks, get that Christmas present in time. And I'm assuming if anybody has any questions, they can email you. And
yeah, they can feel free to email us. Our contact information is on our website, in our online store, our Facebook page. Just any means of contacting us.
Yep. Get a hold of them and get some information and buy something. All right, well, thanks for joining us again. Sponsored by A&M Digital Technologies. That's our show for this week on technology, and we'll see you next week.